If you do any kind of search on the internet, there is a good chance that a Wikipedia article will be returned in the first page or two of your results. And you may be wondering if it's a good idea to use Wikipedia sources in your academic research. The most common argument that you'll hear against using Wikipedia is that because anyone can edit the pages and the information on Wikipedia sites, that you cannot rely on the credibility of those sources. The fact is that there are multiple layers of editing that go on Wikipedia sites, and some sites have more authority than others. For example, if we look over here on the right side of this page on solar energy, it has a gray lock, and when we click on that, it explains that this article is semi-protected because it cannot be edited by unregistered users or auto-confirmed users. So that is a level of protection beyond just a standard site. Other sites, like our presidential candidates right now, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, have the E symbol, which means that it is extended confirmed protection, only allowed to be edited by those who have an extra access of 30 days and lots of editing privileges under their account. So that's a lot more confirmed information. Most pages on Wikipedia, however, and we can see this by going up here and clicking on the random page generator, most of them don't have any kind of lock. And that means that they truly can be edited by anyone with a username and password to access Wikipedia, which is pretty much anybody on the internet. So at this point, what we're relying on is the community of Wikipedia users to keep us getting good information. And I'm continuing to click through here because I do want to show you that Wikipedia does have standards for what they expect their websites to include. They expect them to be neutral in tone so that they're not taking a position on any particular issue. And they expect that all the information that is compiled on the article site, that it needs to be linked back to verifiable sources that are external to Wikipedia. And this means basically that Wikipedia should never have original information on it. It's all going to be linked back somewhere else. And when you find an article that doesn't meet that standard, it will show up right here in the top message box. And it explains here that this one needs citations to verify some of the information that is in this web article about this game show. And so that is one thing you can rely on from Wikipedia. Another thing that it does is on that solar energy site, let's go back there and see that in addition to be a semi-protected site, it also has this green plus symbol. And that means that this article is a good example of meeting those editorial standards that Wikipedia has in place, and that it does that by being verifiable and taking a neutral point of view and using copyright-free and relevant images. So those are things that you can look for if you are using Wikipedia to get some assurances that the information is more reliable than not. However, the main thing to think about with Wikipedia is that you don't want to be citing encyclopedic level information in your research at the college level anyway, because that is, again, not original information. It's all linked somewhere else. And as a college level researcher, you should be reading laterally, which means you should be checking multiple sources to confirm any information that you find. And in that case, Wikipedia actually is a superstar resource to use, because not only does it give you a good understanding of the top level of information on your topic, because they have that standard requiring all of the information that's included there be sourced to external sites, then you can use those external sites to help you build that lateral reading on your topic. For example, if you notice here, they have these superscript hyperlinked references to support the claims and the statements that are made right here on this first sentence. And so just clicking or hovering over that takes you to that source, and there will be a lot more information there for you to read. So while Wikipedia should never be the place that you go to do all of your research. It is an excellent place to begin your research, getting an overview information and getting a list of resources you can use. At the very bottom of the article, all of those superscripted footnotes, basically, within the article will be listed in one place at the very end of the article as references. And so this is a great place to go to find more reading so that you can confirm or expand your understanding of the topic.